Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. Thanks for tuning back in. I have another journal with me. This is going to be where I just prep all the pages so that way I have some kind of background, something to start with. Since I do find myself a bit stumped working with a clean white page. Starting off with the first color I grabbed out the speckled egg from Tim Holtz, the little mini ink pads. Really love this color, especially since it's new in my stash, so I'm gonna grab it. There on the right, I'm gonna be grabbing out, yes, you know it, it's Tumbled Glass. Guys, the last video I used it, this video I'm gonna use it, and probably the next video. I'm telling you, I love Tumbled Glass. It's just so perfect. It's a beautiful soft blue. You can't go wrong with it. So I'm just trying to fill up some, I picked out a ton of my favorite colors, but to be fair, they're all my favorite. That's why I picked them, right? That's why I have them. The next color I'm going to be picking out, I believe it's going to be Spun Sugar. I'm going to be doing my background a bit differently this time around. So as I do my background for the watercolor, the little smush technique, I'm going to be doing a tone-on-tone effect. Instead of using it, the same color with stamps, I'm going to be grabbing out a ton of my stencils. I cannot remember the last time where I got great use like this time with my stencils. It's been so long. So I really enjoyed the process as much as I love the way the outcome has come out. Grabbing the next color, this is the Kitchen Flamingo color, another newer release from Tim Holtz. Beautiful color. Almost, just, it's not as bright, but it's still brighter than the Spun Sugar, which I love that Spun Sugar. It's the perfect, just a hint of pink all over that page, and I just love it. As well as that Kitchen Flamingo. It's not bright. It's just a pretty pop of pink on there. Here, this one is the Worn Lipstick. Again, another beautiful color. I feel like I just kind of picked my favorite ones and the newer ones as well. And I feel like they kind of, they're not too bright and they're not too soft either. Well, I think the Spun Sugar and the Milled Lavender that I'm going to be picking out later in the video are the lightest colors, but they work. I had so much fun smushing them on these pages, and I cannot wait to add in some coordinating embellishments. This one is Abandoned Coral. Beautiful color. And as you notice here, I'm trying to smear off the part where it kind of really got saturated, so that way there's no bleed through. And you see me here time from time checking the other side just to make sure it doesn't go through. Which it hasn't gone through, since I'm trying to make sure. And this is an Archer and Olive journal, which is known for its thick quality paper. They have that approach to where you're able to paint in these journals. They don't really recommend the watercolor too much, but this is why I make sure that whenever there's a pooling of the color, I kind of smear it with my fingers just to prevent any bleed through, since I don't want to have to worry about that. But I really love this journal because I've journaled for years, and I hate bleed through, and I hate when there was ghosting from the stamps. I didn't want to have to worry about that. So that's why I got this journal. That color there on the left is the Milled Lavender. Isn't it pretty? So light and just beautiful. Now we got a darker purple here. This is the Seedless Preserve. Another beautiful color. And I just, this is making me so happy and eager and ready to journal in these pages. I'll be adding some more of that purple since I kind of got more on the right side than on the left. So I'm going to add some more on my little plastic wrapper there just to help. I'm kind of drawing it too, as you see me making sure it doesn't lean, so that way it doesn't, the risk of bleed through, but I didn't have that problem too much, so that's good. So here I am just adding some more just to kind of cover up more of that white space and kind of give it another more texture, I guess. I love the way that came out so much. So we're moving on. We're going to go back now. We're going to do the tone on tone. So I'm going to grab out the speckled egg color again, because that's the speckled egg background. And then I had my stencils all on the floor in this box. And honestly, I did not think any further than just to pull one out. I saw that one on top, I pulled it, and then I'm just going with the flow. Wasn't thinking too hard on this. I just wanted to enjoy it, and I'm happy that I did it. So it came out super fun and colorful. Isn't it crazy though to see that was speckled egg, and you can see the the different techniques, working with the same color, you can see it. Here I didn't press too hard. This is a Dollar Tree stencil. I love this simple stencil. And I didn't press too hard, so that way it didn't become like overpowering. I just wanted it to have that soft touch of it. And it's another layer. And I love that the fact that it's the same color and you can see each layer. It's just amazing. Moving on to Spun Sugar. So that's where I did the watercoloring for Spun Sugar. I grabbed out this stencil. And for the most part, I don't think the color that's already stained on the stencil didn't transfer over. But it does look darker because, obviously it's a different form of applying the same ink. But you can see it and it just comes out so freaking awesome. Maybe next time I've thought about just adding in like one more layer with the stamp. So the same color like the Spun Sugar, but stamping with something. And I just love the fact that I can keep adding different layers, with different techniques with the same color. I'm moving on to the Ketchup Flamingo color, and I grabbed out this stencil, which is from Studio Calico. I think I found it at Tuesday Morning. And I just love that way that came out so much. And I just moved the stencil a little bit. I started just going with the flow, going toward a diagonal, just because it looked nice. And for some reason, I felt like it just needed to get kind of closed in, so I decided to ink up the edges to close it in. I do that for a couple of the colors. I think I may go back and do them do it to it all because it helped close them in since, they're different colors, single page spreads. But I love the way that looks. Moving on to Worn Lipstick. Grab out another stencil, and I actually grabbed out two, and I moved one aside to use for something else, for another color. This one, as you can tell, it's well loved. I love this stencil. I use it all the time. I didn't do it too dark because obviously it's a font. It's even, it's a cursive, and I didn't want it to clash with my handwriting. So although you can't really tell on camera, you can tell in real life, but it's subtle. This is a simple Heidi Swapp stencil. It's like in a pocket with a ton of other different ones that have kind of like basic shapes and like stripes or something. And again, I went a little darker so you're able to see it. It's super basic, and it does the job. Let me know if you have any like go-to techniques that you do when it comes to art journaling. Do you always make sure you place washi tape down? Do you do some paints? Do you do the sprays? Oh, I had the Tim Holtz sprays. I have some, and I hadn't even thought of that. I wonder how... I feel like it's not going to be as much control, so I guess I'm a little concerned on that. But let me know if you use those. That seems like fun. Do you, there are certain things that you always do. So far I'm liking this technique here. Oh, I show you really quick that sponge makeup dabber. It's starting to crumble, as you can see. It's starting to fall apart. It's just so old since I've had it in my stash so long. All I gotta do is just throw it away and get another one. So it works. It lasts a long time. Moving on. Oh, guys, yes, you saw that, right? I botched this new stencil. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. I just pulled the thing like so hard. I guess my workout's working. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. I just pulled harder than I thought, and I tore that part where I was actually going to use. I was going to use that big old circle, but we would make lemonade, guys. And so I used the second biggest, and I even used the smaller one, and I really still enjoyed the way it came out. I love the other one, the smallest one. I want you to check that out and let me know if you can tell. I think it looks like the little flower that comes from Tangled, the movie, the Disney movie, Rapunzel. Let me know if you see it too. Right here. Doesn't that look like from Tangled? And it's a beautiful purple too, kind of like, maybe not the same color, but it looks like Tangled to me so much. I may end up having to put like a Tangled quote in there. Let's see how my day goes on that day. But I still love the way this came out, and I'm still going to save that stencil because obviously the other ones are worth saving. It was a bug, guys. Here I am just doing the shading around the edges just because I feel like it needs to be closed in. So yeah, I'm gonna see what else I left. I just had so much fun finding ways to not have to worry about working with a blank surface. Maybe I'll grab some scrapbooking paper as well. Here I am giving you that overview so you can see how it came out. Really quick, I show you how I place the days of the week since I forgot to do that last week. Tune in to the next video to see the full process for each day. Thanks for watching. Bye.